Hello everybody and welcome to Christ and Coffee with Melody. You guys, I'm so excited. I just got this book from TD Jakes. It is very brand new. It just came out on the shelves last week and it's called The Study Guide with Crushing. I am going to be reading a chapter each time we come on for the study, and I'm so excited to start this. In the comments below, make sure you answer, or you could just answer them on your own. There are going to be a Q&A throughout this, just so that way we know how to walk through times of suffering and pain and the processes of crushing to make us a better us. So TD Jakes, God Turns Pressure into Power Bible Study. Let's get to this. I will explain more as we go on. But in chapter 1, I am going to be reading to you, and then in the comments below, if you are open and vulnerable, you're more than welcome to comment with the questions that come your way. I will be writing them down in my book. So in chapter 1, it says, when everything falls apart. I have had this, and a lot of people know that I've had my life fall apart. And so here we go. If you are reading my book, Crushing, and have now decided to supplement your engagement with its message by completing the study guide, then you will have likely already considered the nature of suffering in your life. After all, crushing blows happens to all of us, no matter the color of our skin, level of our education, or the amount in our bank account. No one is exempt from pain in this life. That is so true. Nor should we expect to be inoculated against the ongoing consequences that crushing causes in our soul. Everyone I know who matures in their faith and perseveres successfully in their life comes to terms with being crushed and moving forward again. So I have been crushed and I am moving forward again. That's exactly why I bought this book, is because this is my life right here. It's amazing. Coffee break. I begin this book with one of the most challenged seasons of my life. Having a young daughter, Sarah, revealed she was soon to be a mother shortly after I grieved the passing of my own mother. Ooh, that's hard for me. I understand that one. My entire world seemed upside down. On either side of me, generationally, I mourned the loss of two pillars of my life, the loving presence of my mother and the precious innocence of my daughter. I felt as if the ground had opened up beneath me and my steps were suddenly mired in quicksand. Everything around me seemed to move in slow motion, even as my mind raced with myriad thoughts and my heart pounded from prompting of adrenaline coursing through my exhausted body. There was never a question of abandoning in my faith in God. It was simply a matter of trying to reorient myself to this new configuration of life circumstances. I felt crushed, but desperately prayed that it was not the end of me, of my family, or my ministry. So number 1, put these in the comments. I will write this down and I will reveal it to you guys in a little bit. When did you receive the news that left you reeling? How did you handle receiving it in that moment? What would you handle similar life-changing news differently today? So right here for me, it shows fill-ins for me to fill in. Number 2, which of the emotions have you felt when everything has appeared to fall apart in your life? Check all that apply that you considered all of these. Circle the 3 that felt most powerful during this trial. Everything's in the description down below so you guys can see the words, and then you can write it out or write it out on your own notebook. So we've got shock, fear, anger, confusion, disappointment, shame, sadness, despair, anxiety, detachment, denial, regret, paralysis, uncertainty, or something else. When your life suddenly falls apart, you may feel like you're falling into a space suddenly untethered by the constants you used to know in life and that are suddenly no longer in place. Your health, your life, your relationship, your finances, your careers are all revealed to be much more fragile than you ever realized. It's so true. No longer do you have the security, peace, and stability once you took you for granted. Once you took it for granted. There are so many things that I realized that I took for granted that I was like, oh my gosh, these things are so important to me now. When everything falls apart suddenly in your life, you may feel also confused by the way something is so devastating can occur in the midst of the season that has otherwise been productive and successful. It may even be tempting to allow the painful pivot points to outweigh your achievement along with your ascension in other areas of your life. But life doesn't stop, even though you feel like it has. Instead, you have to decide how you will handle the bittersweet blend of terror and triumph. For the next questions, it is, number 1, how have you managed to maintain perspective during past moments of crisis in your life? Do you tend to remain calm as you slowly absorb the new reality and decide how to respond? Or have you usually reacted in more explosive expression of your immediate emotions? Go ahead and write that down for yourself. Pause the video, come back, or you can write it after. Here's number 2. It is easier for you to see the big picture and maintain a long-term perspective on your life, or see what needs to be done. It is easier for you to see the big picture and maintain long-term perspective on your life, or to see what needs to be done only in the immediate short-term present moment. How do your default tendencies help you process life changes? Ask yourself these questions, write down your answers, take a brief moment, think about your process. I do want to say something really quick before we move on to the next video. I want to say to those who have been crushed or going through the process right now, it is not worth ending your life. It is not worth ending your life. Whatever you are going through, your life is worth it. The crushing that you're going through eventually is going to come out on a glorious side. Do not forget to ask God to step into your life and intervene and help you through your life. It is not worth taking your life. A temporary problem in this life is not a permanent solution. Do not take the permanent solution. And I pray right now that whoever are watching these videos, that those who are going through such hard times and they feel like that they have to end their life because they are going through such crushing, such pressure, that God, you would just intervene into their life and make it known that you are love, that you love them, and that they are worth it and they are worth this life. They do not have to leave this life as a permanent solution for a temporary problem in this life. And God, just reach deep within their souls and their heart and pull out whatever is telling them that they have to end their life, because suicide is not the way to go. And God, I just pray that through their crushing and through their problems that they have right now, God, that you would just reach deep within them and pull out whatever is hurting them so bad. And God, let them know that they're not alone. There are so many here online, on social media, who feel the same way, and we are not alone. And God, I pray against the spirit of suicide, because that is not what needs to happen. You care for them and you love them. In Jesus' name. You guys, this is going to be an amazing book. We are going to finish chapter 1 in the next video. Make sure you guys subscribe so you guys can get the next questions and we can go through on crushing and the process of crushing and how to become victorious on the other side and how to get through the processes we've been through and the pain and the hurts and the suffering that we go through in this life. Make sure you come back, read TD Jakes with me, and also I am not a paid sponsor, but if you want to get this book, it is on Amazon and it's TD Jakes Crushing God Turns Pressure into Power. I am not a paid sponsor for this, but I would love for you guys to get this book to make sure you guys know how to become victorious at the other end. I love you guys. We will see you guys all for another video. We will ask more questions in the next videos. Ciao. Bye.